Oops.
Whoops.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. You've had a haircut. How did you get
No, I
that?
haven't.
Oh,
It's actually it's a lot. It's actually I
look at
hate it.
this.
I know.
I look like a cocky in the morning. I wake up and I have like my hair just sticks up in the air and it's like, oh man.
I look like some form of Albert Einstein with the hair kind of. It's not good. I'm not enjoying it. I really want a haircut.
I'm signing up for the on the back porch. Di's going to cut my hair on the weekend.
Hello, Pamela. I actually have a friend of mine who was my hairdresser for many, many years. And he's retired, but he still allows a certain number of people to go to his place and get their hair cut. So I texted him this week saying, once I'm allowed to, can I please come and see you? And he said, oh, you can come now if you want. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I'll wait until I'm allowed to. But hopefully that will be
not
this
too
week,
much
after
longer.
this weekend. Hopefully you'll be allowed people over the house or something. We'll have to see.
Be nice, won't it?
Mm. Hello, Jackie. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How's things?
Good. Good. How's everyone been? It's been a little while since I've seen some of you.
I'm still trying to cope with daylight savings.
Oh, really?
Oh, just like I'm still an hour behind.
I think I'm about a year behind. Yeah. How have you been, Pamela?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Just trying to get some stuff done and just,
I think we're all trying to get stuff done.
No, I don't know anyone else, but I never seem to get done as much as I want to get done.
Yep.
Yeah, I know the feeling all too well. I'm trying to put together some sort of self-coaching thing at the moment to keep my momentum going. And it's not the easiest of things to do, I think. So some of you might have seen in my group that I run on Facebook, I posted a question about what do people do for self-reflection to help them, because I will keep client notes, but I don't really keep many notes about myself from the session. And I'm thinking, I need to start doing more self-reflection exercises to kind of go, I could have done that differently, or I could have done that differently. So that really killed the conversation. Okay.
I think that, the ones you learn the most from are the ones that don't go the way that you hope they.
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, thankfully they're few and far between, but they're definitely the ones that you learn the most from.
I seem to be having a return of the really chronically depressed lately. The ones that spend most of the session sobbing hysterically.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, they can be tough work. Absolutely. So.
No, that is tough.
Yeah. And they also tend to be very, very needy, very dependent. So this particular one phoned me or sent me a message on Sunday night saying, "Can I talk to you now?" And I have to have very clear boundaries there about that sort of thing. It's like, no, we can talk tomorrow, but not now. So, how's it all been going with the course? How are you guys going with the recording?
I have to say, I have done. Oh no, I have started. I actually have started.
I know you're on a handful of courses at the moment, Julia. I know.
Well, not really. Oh, yeah, kind of.
Jacqueline's.
Oh yeah. But without going into the gory details, I've come up with a business idea that I'm really excited about, and I have to put this into action.
Right. Okay.
So it's kind of like I'm basic. So what have we been doing? I've been setting myself up to set up like a studio, like to set stuff up here so I can film, so I can do audio, so I can get everything sorted out, including buying a green screen that I think is going to be a little bit too big for my office, but that's okay.
I bought a green screen, but I have to be honest, I never use it.
Me too. I don't use mine either.
So much stuff behind me.
It's just it really works better with a clear wall.
Yeah, and I just don't have that, and we don't have any capacity. Our house isn't huge. Like it's a good house, but it's not huge, so I can't take anything out of here because there's just nowhere else to put it. So I figured if I stick a screen up, at least I can have a different background for doing filming and all that sort of stuff. Yes, I still haven't taken it out of its container yet and whipped it up, but I looked at the size of it and just went, oh.
I was thinking about that, but lack of room. I managed to get a green screen up on my iPad, and then I changed something and it disappeared, and for the life of me, I cannot get it back. If anyone has any idea how I could get it back,
that would be Zoom. What application are you using?
Yeah, it was in Zoom.
Okay, so maybe if you go to the virtual backgrounds, there's a button that says I have a green screen. And if you click on that, it might be, I find that it's sometimes odd because I think if I was to go into mine now and say I have a green screen, I think it does something bizarre with me.
So if I go, where do I go?
That's what it does to me when I say that I have a green screen.
Oh, wow.
So where do I go?
It's like a Doctor Who monster. Whereas if I click that and say I don't have a green screen,
It was doing that for me even with a green screen on my iPad.
Really?
Yeah.
How do I get in there? I mean, I'm on my laptop at the moment. I'm not on my iPad.
That's okay. But if you scroll down to the bottom left-hand side, you'll see there's the stop video button with the arrow.
The what? Which button, sorry?
The stop
video, yeah.
The arrow. If you click on the arrow, there'll be choose virtual background. And then down the bottom of that, there should be I have a green screen and mirror my video. I have a green screen,
mirror my video. Ah, okay. Well, that's
studio effects as well. What the hell is studio effects? Okay.
Oh, you can have a moustache, a beard, eyebrows, and I can have lipstick.
Oh, those things, yes, yeah.
So then what do I do? Do I just go okay, or where do I go from there?
You should be able to
just click it.
Click close and it should be fine.
Yeah, it makes me look weird here.
Yeah, no, it looks like you're in a forest.
Oh, no, mine didn't even come up. That's weird. Oh well, never mind.
So okay, so I wonder if
yeah, I'm not sure. Green screen itself it's just simply a way for the program to determine the difference between you and what would be a background.
Yeah, I didn't have a green screen on my iPad. It just was able to do it without the green screen.
I think it depends on the processor you have as well.
Then it went, and I couldn't get it back. So maybe I need to untick that. I've agreed. I don't know. I'll have to have a look.
Look down and see. I know that I went exploring on the weekend because I can't remember who it was. I think it might have even been you, Pamela, asked about if there were programs that just did binaural beats. And I knew there was one that existed, but it was also extremely challenging to work with. And so I set about this week thinking, how can I get my head around this so that at least the basic instructions could be shared and you might be able to use it. Would this be something you guys are interested in looking at?
That's why I'm here.
And that video, I watched that video today, and that was kind of straightforward. But I was just going to ask you about why you put a delta brainwave in there.
Because it might be that if I have, say, a 30-minute hypnosis, and I want to be able to, almost like it's a voyage, I want to be able to say, right, well, we're starting here in like alpha, where they begin to be relaxed. Yep. And then I'm going to take, because what binaural beats do is essentially take that person down to the frequency that's playing.
Yeah.
So I would take it from alpha, and then I take them down to theta, and then take them down from theta into delta during the main body of the hypnotherapy where it's deepest, and then bringing them back up again as I start to bring them back up again as well.
Yeah.
So question, Lawrence, like you can buy music from Silencio, and already you can buy the different types of whether it's alpha, delta, theta, etc. If you're doing it this way and creating your own binaural beats, do you actually have just standard music and you put the beat underneath it? Is that how you do it, or do you just have the beat?
You can just have the beat. You can have music on top of it as well. And in fact, the program I'll show you today also has some generated noise that you can add on top of it as well, which is a cool effect. So,
I know. Sorry, I was asking you about a binaural heartbeat.
That's right. And I'm really not sure how to do that. That might be a little bit beyond me. but if there's a program that could potentially do it, it might be this one.
Okay.
So I'll show you what I mean anyway. So the first thing I'll do is I'll share with you the actual website to get this. So the program's called, I think it's pronounced Gnaural or Gnaural. I'm not quite sure. How would you pronounce it if it was Gnaural?
Gnaural.
Gnaural, you think Gnaural?
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I was adding an extra syllable for the sake of it. And the website's gnaural.sourceforge.net, which is there, but I'll make sure that I, when I repost this video, have the link there as well. And there's a download tab. And within that download tab, you can get the application for Windows, and there's one there for Mac OS. There's also a page which has presets archive as well. So you can go into like soundscapes and mind states. And there's a whole lot of different presets that you could potentially download for this program as well.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was interesting.
What does that mean?
Power nap.
What does a preset mean?
Yeah.
So for instance, there's one there that's called Academic Performance Enhancement. So it's a binaural beat that's been set up with that particular topic in mind. So you can download that and upload it into this program, and it's all set there ready for you to go.
So if you wanted to do a test, you might want to have it in the background or in your headphones.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one there like a forest meditation. There's a theta neural preset for skilled relaxation. All different kind of ones there you can play around with. So it's worth having a look at.
What's the 8 ISO BIN? What's that? What do you reckon that means?
I do not know. I don't know. I haven't get a chance to play with all of these presets yet to see what they're like. I was more curious to see if I could just get this program to do what I kind of wanted it to do. So I'll stop sharing that screen.
So they're just all binaural beats.
They are. And now if I share with you the actual program itself. So this is what you get when you actually clear the screen there. This is what you get when you actually start the program up. And you can see it looks kind of basic, but also a little confusing. It comes with a preset already in there, which is apparently called meditative spiking occasionally to maintain wakefulness. So it's got these spikes that kind of help you to stay awake, which I thought was interesting. And if I play this, you'll see that it's also got going through the background as well. So what I thought I'll do is I'll show you, because I know that within this program I showed you how to do a 4.5 hertz theta wave binaural beat. And so I thought, let's see if we can replicate that in this program.
So really your binaural beat can be anywhere between, so any of those. So, so theta could be a 4, 5,
It's
6.
between 4 and 7 from memory.
Or a 7, yeah. There's I Googled it, and there was it wasn't consistent across. There was, you know, like 13 to 30. You had 13 to 47. I think one said 8 to 14, and so there was a little bit of inconsistency across sites. I've just taken what you've got, but so a delta binaural beat could be 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Correct.
And the lower, the deeper it's going to be. So if it was
That's
a 1, it's going to be deeper.
Exactly. So for instance, if I want to create a new binaural beat here, and I'll just go kind of step by step, and keep in mind, I've only played with this a couple of times. So if there's a moment where I forget what's happening, work with me here. So, but essentially what you do in this program to create a new beat is that you'd go into new and you'd give it a name. So we'll just call this one Theta Experience, something like that. Theta Dragon Mystic or something, I don't know. And what it does is that it clears it out. And at the moment it's set to 1 hertz. I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny little one there, and it goes all the way down to 0.0625 hertz. What you would do is that you would double click on this line here, and it creates a little pointer. And then I right click on that, and it pops up with this box. Is that box popped up for you guys?
Yeah.
Yep. Now this is where we kind of set it up. So the first thing to recognize is that how long it is based in seconds. So if I wanted to do, I think 60 minutes is what, 3,600 seconds from memory. Is that right? Let me just bring up a calculator on the side here. Sure it would be. It's just, it's a very long day. 60 times 60 is 36. Yep. So if I type in here 3,600 seconds, so it's a 1 hour recording, the beat frequency is going to be what kind of binaural beat we want. So if I put 4.5 there to be the 4.5 hertz, that bass frequency is the same as, you know, in Audacity when we do, you know, 172.0 whatever on that side. So I can keep it 180. That's about right there. And if I hit OK, it's now starting at 4.5. It's dipping down as it goes. If I want to make it consistent, I just need to right click on that point over there. And it's already 4.5. Why is it doing that? I may have got to select it still.
What did you right click on?
There's a little point over here, a little bullet point. So basically there's a bullet point up here. It goes all the way down to this bullet point down here. What I might do, I know I can do this. If I change the data point size. There you go. You can see it's expanded a little bit more there.
Mm-hmm.
If I right click on that, I can now change that to 4.5.
Sorry, I still didn't see what you right clicked on. Can you just put your mouse on what you're right clicking on? Where's your...
Right there. There's a tiny little...
Are you on the right-hand side?
Yep. How about I do it this way? If I go into the middle...
yeah, okay.
I double click on a point there.
Yeah.
You can see now there's a box in that line.
Yeah.
And I can drag it if I want to. So I'm changing the binaural beat as I do that.
Yeah.
Or I can right click on it and a box will come up. So currently that point is on 1.8 hertz. So it's dipped down into delta.
How do you know that?
Because it says there that the beat frequency is 1.8.
Oh, okay. My little, okay. I had a little symbol sitting over that. Yep, I understand.
So I can double click with my left mouse anywhere on here and create a point and then right click on it and change that frequency to whatever I want it. So if I want it to be 3.5, that's now 3.5, right click on that. I can make that 2.5.
So you could have it progressively going down and coming back up.
Yep, I can create a point at the 42-minute mark.
Oh, okay.
Make that 5.5 if I wanted for whatever strange reason. And it would create the binaural beat based on that. So it's actually a little bit easier than what I thought it was in that sense.
So instead of using that box, you could just drag it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can drag it down if you want, just drag it down there. And then if you want to know what the value is that you drag to, you can either try to line it up with the far left where the frequencies are, or just right click on it and you can see that it's 1.14.
So this is what you're talking about, where we can ease somebody into something and then bring them back out again, changing the waves.
That's exactly it. So I can drag that down there and then I can start to bring that back up again. So you can see here that it's starting at 4.5. Around the 12-minute mark, it's going down to 3.75. Around the 30-minute mark, it's down to 1.5, and then bring it back up again.
So dumb question, Lawrence, but you wouldn't use the music in Silencio that's already got a beat. You wouldn't put a beat on top of the beat, would you?
You'd have conflicting beats.
Yeah. As I said, it was a very odd question.
No, not at all. Then the other thing you can do, which I mentioned before, is if I pull that down, you can see that it's got the binaural beat there, but under, I think it's under voice, I can add a voice, and I can choose things like pink noise, audio files. I haven't really explored isochronic pulses, but I think that might be going along the lines of your heartbeat that you're talking about.
Sounds like it. What happens if you click on it? What's it come up with in here?
Something that would probably scare the hell out of me right now. Should we do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So it's come up with another line I can see there, I think. Has it?
Yep.
Yep.
It has, yeah.
Yep.
And I would imagine that is what the heartbeat would be, because there's 2 beats to a heartbeat.
Mm. So
I'm guessing it would be the hertz of both of those beats, and you'd put them both in, whatever they are. I wonder if you can Google what the hertz are of a heartbeat.
And I will. Oh.
The other thing you can do, I'll just delete that one for the moment, is I actually thought that the things like the water drops or rain were not bad.
Sorry, 0.6 to 2 hertz. Well, that's pulse.
Yeah, that would be the pulse, yeah. I think what it would need to do is to be like that original one that we had where it kind of spiked up. But I'm not sure how to do that. That is a bit more advanced.
It's saying here 1 to 1.67 hertz.
1 to 1.67 hertz.
Yeah. The normal heartbeat at rest is usually between 60 and 100 beats per minute. 1 to 6.7 hertz. Yes.
1 to 6.7 hertz.
Yep.
We'll just demonstrate with the rain feature added in. There's some cool features about this little program, given that it's another free one. It does take a little bit to get your head around, but I think that there's some potential there to making. Oh, and then when you want to get export them, you just go into File, Export Audio to File.
So then you save it as an MP3, and then you can just drag and drop it into.
Save it as a wave, yeah. Give it a name, save it to your desktop, and you drag it into Audacity.
Okay.
So I think it's actually not a bad little program, given that it's free, given that it's pretty easy to, if you know that your recording is going to be 25 minutes, you just figure out what that is in seconds, and then you would know roughly where the parts need to dip for you and go that way.
Yeah.
Are you guys feeling a bit overwhelmed by it?
If you wanted to, like going back to the heartbeat, Lawrence, if you could we just get a heart, like I'm actually quite interested in the heartbeat thing as well. Could we get a heartbeat happening and then get it, what would we have to do it to get it to the right speed? So it's a nice slow dum.
I wonder if you can Google how to create a binaural heartbeat. There might be something that actually even tells us.
Let's have a look.
I just remember years ago, I used to have this piece of music. It was a dolphin thing, but it had this heartbeat going through it, and it was just great.
Yeah.
You could really zone out to it.
Yeah. Yep, I've got some stuff that's got a heartbeat going through it too, and I love it.
It's lovely. It's really nice.
I think that the thing with the binaural beats, though, is that what we're looking at here is more about the frequencies as opposed to the boom boom. The boom boom is just a sound that you can probably overlap on top of this if you wanted.
Oh.
See if I can find a binaural heartbeat, see what it says.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know.
Okay.
But you could also, in this program, go to voice, add voice, and there's an option there which is audio file. I'm pretty sure you can choose audio file from there. So you just simply go to your desktop and pick whatever one would be the heartbeat one, and then okay that, and it would place it over the top of the binaural.
Okay, so there's a thing, binaural heartbeat by binaural beats isochronic. So that was that thing that came up before.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Amazon, so you can buy it. So there's a thing called Isochronic Tones Lab that seems to have like a heartbeat thing that you can get on Spotify or.
Okay.
What I'd be curious to know is if it's the recording of a heartbeat.
Yeah, good point.
With a binaural put over the top of it, or because isochronic is generally pulses going up and down. So whether or not it's something, because if I don't know if it lets me go back to how it starts off with this. No, it's not. Okay. What I might have to do is just stop the program and restart it again.
Saying binaural beats shouldn't be used by people with epilepsy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this here says binaural heartbeats are safe for most individuals to enjoy. However, there are some people who really shouldn't listen to them, including people with the following conditions: people who suffer from seizures, because it can increase the probability of having a seizure due to brainwave change. I mean, that's the same as hypnosis, but I've never had anyone touch wood who has I've never had anyone have a seizure, and I've worked with a few people with epilepsy. Anyone else?
I know that when I was being taught hypnosis, that they were saying be sure not to work with people with epilepsy.
I remember being a contraindication. I've not come across it yet. But you've not had a problem, Pamela?
Yeah, I wasn't so much. No, it wasn't so much when I was taught. It was more about, schizophrenia, bipolar, those kind of disorders, which I don't work with. But yeah, not anyone who I've had who does have epilepsy. I always ask them how severe their seizures are and what's the procedure when they have one. Like, is it normally for longer than 5 minutes? Do they normally need to have an ambulance just as a precaution? But I've never had anyone who, and usually it's well controlled. Yeah, I've got that isotonic thing on Amazon, yeah?
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe a binaural beat is a binaural heartbeat. It says binaural heartbeat, then it just says binaural beats, isotonic tones. You're saying
isochronic. It's
isochronic.
Chronic.
Isotonic sounds delicious with gin notes.
Yeah, sorry, I mean isochronic. So that's wave, isochronic tones, brainwave.
I think most of us in lockdown has had an isotonic and gin. So.
So you can buy it for 89 cents. Listen, what's it?
That's pretty good.
Bargain.
Is that
probably a lot easier.
Because if that is, that's about $1.
Yes.
Is it on Amazon? On Amazon?
Yeah, by the MP3 for pink noise, theta dreams, deep wave relaxation, peaceful binaurals, binaural beats, soothing stress relief, white noise, ambient inner peace wave, binaural stress relief, white noise, white noise.
I'd be really curious to know if that recording is simply
binaural
beat with a heartbeat over the top of it.
And actually, the last one here says binaural heartbeat. It's actually called a binaural heartbeat.
Yes. But
So
whether or not but what I mean is whether or not it's simply a recording of a heartbeat with a beat underneath it.
And I wonder,
because what this does here is essentially what it's doing. You probably won't hear the spike other than it gets a bit, because the deeper it goes, the waving effect tends to get longer, whereas the higher it goes, the faster it goes. So I don't know if I can move into that point there, because it's really annoying that it won't let me. Well, oh yeah, it will. I lie.
There you go.
Yep, it's very slowly moving it back there, but it'd be great to be able to play this and just, you'll be able to hear how it represents the spike and how it's not like a heartbeat, but more like a, no, you're going the wrong way, this way. And one more. That's it. Right, let's have a play of this.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Wait.
sorry, could you guys hear that?
Yeah.
What was that?
I just went into something on YouTube that said binaural heartbeat. So do you want to have a listen?
Sure.
I'll press play. Oh, it's got music. No?
No, can't hear it.
So can he just hear like a heartbeat?
No.
Okay, I should be back
Oh,
now.
yes, you're back.
I don't know what happened with the microphone. It's weird. Maybe it's the binaural beats. Maybe my computer went too relaxed. I don't know. Pamela, do you want me to give you ability to share so you can play the audio from your thing?
Yep, if you like.
Yep.
This just sounds like a heartbeat.
There we go. I've changed it so you should be able to.
All right. So do I need to press? Do I need to go to share or?
If you go to share, and then make sure you share computer sound down the bottom of the box.
Share computer sound. Yep.
And it should be able to play the whatever it is that you're playing audio wise now.
Why won't it let me click on that? You guys can't hear it?
No.
No? Okay.
This is where we should get really naughty and freak around and go, oh, like that all of a sudden.
It's giving me, I can click on it, but then it won't let me actually hit the share button's blocked out.
Okay. We're having such enormous success with this call tonight, aren't we? What I'll
But-
do is then I'll make you co-host.
It's interesting.
It's literally just a heartbeat.
And it's not on
No.
YouTube, did you say?
It still won't let me share it.
Did you
Yep.
say it was on YouTube?
Yep, it's just a boom, 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 boom. It's just a heartbeat. So I just went into YouTube and I just Googled binaural beat, and it comes up refreshing Zen oscillations, and it just says alpha brain. Binaural heartbeat, and it just sounds like a heartbeat. The other one is the thing on Amazon. I'll see if I can find that.
Yeah, because all I can seem to find on YouTube at the moment is things like heartbeat plus binaural beat.
Right.
It'd be funny if only other people come into the group now and just see us sitting there waiting at the moment.
I've got a question though. It might be a silly question.
Go for it.
What's the difference between pink noise and white noise?
One's LGBT friendly. No,
Goes into a disco.
what's that?
One goes into disco.
Yeah, one really likes Kylie Minogue and the other doesn't. No, I think it's just the quality of the noise, to be honest.
They do sound different though.
Yeah,
Don't they? They definitely sound different.
If I look up what is pink noise, it says that pink noise is a signal process with a frequency spectrum such that the power spectral density is inversely proportional to the frequency of the signal. You regret asking now, don't you?
English now?
That is exactly what it says.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really explain too much there. I have found an article on how it compares to other sonic hues, which I think is a great phrase. The color of noise is determined by the energy of the sound signal. Specifically, it depends on how energy is distributed over various frequencies or the speed of sound. Pink noise consists of all frequencies we can hear, but the energy isn't equally distributed across them. It's more intense at lower frequencies, which creates a deeper sound. So nature is full of pink noise, including rustling leaves, steady rain, wind, heartbeats. To the human ear, pink noise sounds flat or even. And apparently it's great for a good night's sleep, for a better night's sleep. How's it compared to other noises? Compared to white noise includes all audible frequencies. Energy is equally distributed across the frequencies, unlike the energy in pink noise. The equal distribution creates a steady humming sound. White noise examples include whirring fans, radio television static, hissing radiator, humming air conditioning. Since white noise contains all frequencies of equal intensity, it can mask loud sounds that stimulate your brain. That's why it's often recommended for sleeping difficulties and sleep disorders like insomnia. So there you go. Who knew that? That's fascinating.
There you go.
I've just put up a thing I found on YouTube, and it's in the chat box. It's called slow soothing heartbeat sound. There's 1 hour. There's also 6 hours and 12 hours.
How long do you want to?
If you really want to bust out, you can have 12 hours of heartbeat.
So let's have a look at this and see what it's like, out of curiosity. So,
and I just wonder how would you turn that into something that you could pull into Audacity?
So I can't even.
So the thing too is, Lawrence, with a heartbeat, would there be any issue, any copyright issue or anything using it if you pulled it off something like that?
I don't think so. Like my heartbeat's a heartbeat.
That sounds good. The one that I was playing was twice the speed of that. It was a bit fast, whereas this one sounds really nice. It's a nice pace.
It's relaxing. Or like I said, the Dolphin CD I've got.
I can't even hear this one.
Oh, really?
Can you guys hear
I
it?
can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing headphones, so I literally can't hear it. It's that inaudible.
So how do we pull something like this on YouTube?
Hang on a sec. What I'll do is
Please.
I'll stop sharing that again because I couldn't hear you properly. What was your question?
How do we pull something like that off of YouTube? Like, it doesn't seem to be anything. It's just heartbeat to use on. Oh God, what the hell's the program called?
Audacity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Audacity.
There are dodgy ways to do it. I'll put it that way. YouTube is
with that look on your face.
YouTube is obviously not set up for people to download everything because copyright issues and things like that. There are programs that you can use that will download those files for you. But generally what it will do is it will download it as an MP4, which is a video file.
Right.
And you would need to use another program again to be able to convert that to an MP3 or a WAV file. So there are ways to do it.
You must be able to get an audio of a heartbeat somewhere, or even you must be able to buy a heartbeat sound somewhere.
Do you guys want me to take that one off YouTube and put it in the group? As long as we keep it out of the secret. Just between us.
Get a heartbeat, Lawrence. Yes.
Right.
You better edit out this bit.
Yeah. We weren't doing anything. Where's that effect with the mustache again? We could all pretend to be someone else instead.
Because the other thing is we should be able to also speed it up or slow it down in Audacity.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, you just use the pitch change now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a nice heartbeat.
It is a really nice heartbeat.
Yep.
Much nicer than the one that I was listening to.
Okay, well, yeah,
that would be awesome.
I will get that one for you guys.
And I reckon you could just lay it under your tracks and it'd be really nice.
Yeah.
And it'd be subliminal.
I'll just load it into YouTube now so I can make sure I don't forget about that. And I'll do
You are so good, Lawrence.
Actually, while we're talking about God, I'm
tongue-tied.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh man, I reckon I've.
It sounds like the vampire version of them, but the cliche kind of like Transylvanian count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The subliminal. When you're using subliminal, how low do you get it so low that it's barely audible? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd use the normalized effect down to about maybe around -25, -30. Play with it and see what you think works. It obviously depends on how loud your voice is, if you're using background music, all those other factors. So it's almost like there's a whisper going on in the background.
Yeah.
Do you use it much in yours?
No.
You don't use it?
I actually don't. I don't think that there's much evidence to suggest that subliminals necessarily work, is my personal opinion. But I'm not creating this course to question other people's opinions or beliefs around it. If people feel that it works, this is how you do them. But
I'm not
personally, I don't think that I don't know terribly much. I know listening to things like Rick Collingwood, for instance, I know I've heard some of his hypnosis recordings where he absolutely has got subliminals going on in the background.
Yep.
So, someone like Rick, I'd say if he's doing them, then he's obviously researched them and he's got pretty strong opinions about what does work and what doesn't work.
He definitely does.
Oh yeah, he does. Doesn't beat around the bush, Rick. Not in any way at all. No. So I've definitely heard some of his recordings where he does have some in it. And yeah, some people like them. And I think also, I think it always comes back to that discussion about hypnosis as placebo even, and the authority figure and things like that. So if there's a belief that it's going to work, that is as effective from a therapeutical standpoint as perhaps some of the techniques and everything that we're using as well. So if you're saying to people, this has subliminals in it and it sounds really impressive, I'm pretty sure then that gives extra credibility to that recording, that it's going to be able to deliver some sort of result.
Would you say what the subliminals are? Would you let them know what's in there?
I'm sure I've had this discussion before at some point. It may have been even
I think it was in the last group.
Oh,
we
was
were
it?
talking about this, and there was a concern about it, because what if you were saying something that perhaps wasn't seen as being ethical or aligned with the values of the person that was getting that recording. So I think there was a discussion about, if you are using subliminals, do you list what those subliminals are? It might be that you're doing affirmations in the background. Maybe you just provide them with a list of those affirmations.
Well, I mean, if, like I was thinking for myself, I don't give my quit smoking clients a follow-up CD, but I was thinking I might do a follow-up CD and put subliminals in it, and there's a direct drive in what I use in that I'm now a non-smoker breathing fresh air for the rest of my life. And that would be a great thing to put on the subliminals.
Yeah.
We've already done it as a direct drive in the session. And things like, I love breathing fresh air as a non-smoker. I feel proud that I'm a non-smoker. All of those things that are really
positive statements. Yeah.
That are in line with what you've already done with them in the actual session. Like if you're working with someone for depression, I would think I would be putting stuff like, every day you start to see the brightness in life, and, you find yourself smiling for no particular reason, or you notice the things that make you happy.
I think inevitably particularly when you're doing a niche area like smoking, you might not work with scripts, but inevitably you start to form similar patter or routines around certain things. So in your head, you go, oh, okay. So with this client, I know that, maybe something slightly aversion, I might use crossroads or something on those sort of lines. And, so you kind of have those various different, let's say, paths you go down, no pun intended, since I just mentioned crossroads, but you would have, if this person's presenting with this, then I might go down crossroads. If the person's presenting with this, I'll use reframe, those sort of things. And inevitably you're going to have that same sort of pattern that you use with them as well. And so I think making sure that you keep it aligned with that, so that what they got in the session is going to be similar to what they get in that recording is a good idea.
Yeah, I would think so. And again, like if you're working with weight, then there's certain things that are generic enough that would fit in line with anyone that like you find yourself automatically making healthier choices, or that sort of stuff, that I think as long as you keep it really positive and don't make it conflicting with belief systems or anything like that, then you're probably okay.
I remember years ago when the whole subliminal thing was like really popular. I have this vague memory that when you bought the CD, that on the insert of the cover, it actually had a whole list of what the subliminals were.
Yeah,
very tiny writing.
I remember years ago watching on YouTube, and there were videos there with subliminals, like record audios with subliminals in them, and some of them had written underneath what they were. And for me at that stage, it was like I didn't know anything about hypnotherapy. I didn't know anything. I was just wanting to listen to something, and that gave me a sense of security, knowing that there wasn't something in there.
Yes.
But from my knowledge, is if there was something in there that wasn't congruent with what you believe anyway, you wouldn't anyway.
And think about it. When you're reading those suggestions, what is it actually doing?
Sorry?
Think about it. When you're reading those suggestions, what's it actually doing? It's taking suggestions.
You're taking it on board anyway.
Yeah, so you're reading it, you're taking it on board, and then when you lie down to listen to the recording, that thought of whatever resonated with you strongly, whatever meaning you made out of it, will be going through your mind anyway.
So going
Yeah.
back to what Pamela was saying then about, if you're not using any language dissimilar to what you're using in your hypnotherapy session, so you get, bloody hell, you're getting a 3-pronged approach. So you're getting it in session, you get to read it, and then you get to listen to it as an ongoing thing, or whenever you feel like you need to use it. And that's actually not such a bad thing.
You know what I'd probably do as well is that within that recording, so if you're doing like a after session stop smoking, maybe what you might do as part of that is to ask the person to imagine going through their day being, a non-smoker, healthy, happy non-smoker, and to take a moment now to imagine that. You can even say, I'm going to go quiet for a minute now while you imagine going through your day as a happy, healthy non-smoker. Not tripping over your words though. And in that minute where you're not talking, that's where I would probably put these subliminals if I was using it.
Yeah. Because I remember, again, years ago being paranoid about being implanted by thoughts that I think I was the one that brought up the values and the ethics around it, because it used to freak me out. And when I realized I actually wrote down what it was like, oh, phew, okay, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think that, the thing is, you hear subliminals and people think, well, who knows what that's going to be. That's about intention, isn't it? I know if you guys ever use mind movies, that you can use subliminals with mind movies as well. And I think, and I know I did have another program that you could use subliminals with, but unfortunately the subliminals never worked. But they were all just positive statements. There was nothing. I think if you make sure you keep the statements positive.
Yes.
That's the main thing. And I mean, you can give them a list of what they are, and I mean, you can, like, you don't even have to use the word subliminals. You can say, listen to this, there's, this stuff you listen to, follow along. And then underneath that, there's some of the positive intentions that you won't necessarily hear consciously, but are still going into the unconscious that we've already used in the session today. And you can give them a list of them.
Yep. That sounds like a great way to frame it as well. I don't think there's been enough issue with subliminals for it to have legislation passed around it. I think what we're talking about here is ethics based on what we feel and believe are going to be ethical in this situation. And so I think it's always going to come back to what works with your own values and beliefs around that. But I agree to be ethical. And besides that, I think even as we discuss this, giving them what is said as a subliminal on it is going to implant that suggestion anyway. Reading is a form of hypnosis, isn't it? You're focusing on the words, you're accepting the suggestion at that time. It's all hypnosis.
Yep. Absolutely.
And setting the intention, that's the other important thing too, isn't it? People underestimate that. Power of intention. Yeah.
So I think, I guess my demonstration didn't go exactly to plan tonight, because we didn't get that heartbeat that we wanted. I'm still curious to know if it's actually not just a recording with a heartbeat over the top, which I suspect it potentially could be. But I will do us a favor and go and get that, that recording, and I'll put it into the Facebook group along with this recording afterwards, so that anyone else watching this can understand what that is as well.
But I think that.
So you reckon it's worth? I was just going to say, it's worthwhile downloading that program, Gnaural.
Yeah, I actually had a bit of fun playing around with it, and obviously, yes, it's easy to create binaural beats in Audacity if you wanted to, but this was faster, and once I got the hang of it, it was easier, and I could add white noise into it, or pink noise, or rainbow noise, and any other kind of things into that, and export it as a file ready to go. So I think in terms of and it's even got the ability to upload a recording against it as well.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Can you download? Like, I went into that little site with the sounds and made some ocean sounds and that, and bought a couple of them, so you could upload something like that into it.
Yeah. So I think it's actually it's not bad, and it's free as well.
Yeah.
So it's just this one extra piece of software.
Yeah. Lawrence, can I ask you a question about, it's not about recording, but it's about Canva. Do you use Canva? Yeah. Do you use the paid version or the free version?
I use the free version at the moment.
And you feel that has enough?
I think it does, but they are adding so many new features that there's been moments where I thought, I must go and check out Canva a little bit more.
Which is about, I think the paid version works out to about $20 a month if you pay for it in a year subscription. Yeah. Otherwise, it's more.
The challenge I have is that there's so many little things that you subscribe to, and they're all around $20 to $40. That by the end of the month, between
Zoom
and Zoom and Dropbox and Spotify and all that sort of thing, it can really add up. So obviously anything like Canva and MailChimp, you could claim against tax for your business, ultimately, because they are business expenses. And even Dropbox, I put against my business expense.
I do.
But at the same time,
I choose free Dropbox.
I have a lot of files, so there's a lot there. So, but yeah, and even I'm also looking at, because at the moment my course is online with something called Yes Course, but I don't particularly like it too much, and I'm looking at maybe going across to something like I think it's called Teacherific or something like that, Teachable. So yeah, they all add up after a while.
Yeah, I was looking at it yesterday. I have used it before, but I was just wondering, because they even have, you can create a landing page on it now.
In Canva.
Yeah.
You probably create the visuals for a landing page, but you wouldn't be able to necessarily have the landing page there, would you?
Yeah, I think so. There's a you can, and it's in the free version as well, apparently.
I think that's probably more just the look and feel of it, whereas something like MailChimp can do the landing pages. And you can get away with doing a fairly good design in MailChimp as well. And since it houses all your emails you're getting as well, it makes sense to do it from that. If I had to choose between MailChimp or Canva, I would definitely choose MailChimp.
It's all a bit overwhelming. I watched the 6 week one to all the 6 week stuff today, and it's kind of like, yeah, that feels like it's beyond me right now.
It's there for you to go back to at any time, and you know that you can pull me aside in one of the remaining Zooms or privately and say, can we just go through this, and I will do it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
It's to do with Audacity. I got a file, audio, and I put it in there. It was a dual channel file, right? And I thought I'd try and split it was like one, of course, it's just one file that comes up. So I thought I wanted to hear the left and right channel. So I went to split it, and it says you could split it in 2 separate monos.
Yeah, well, you can separate them into separate monos. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I separated it had one goes to the left and one goes to the right, but I couldn't hear a left and right channel. I heard them both mixed.
Right. That's because you've got them both playing still.
No, I didn't. No.
So
no.
you muted one on the other?
Yeah, I muted one. Yeah.
So in that case, what I would do then is, instead of separating them, just move the left channel to the left. Sorry, let me show you.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Don't separate them is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I start Audacity up. And I will just quickly drop.
So turn off the left channel, like move the left channel across, and then.
Yeah, that's
so you're turning off the left side, and then you listen to that, then turn off the right side and listen to that one.
That's it.
Is it when you save it that it collapses it all into one file, and you don't have the different tracks, or is there a way of doing that you actually select something?
So I'll just show this So what I meant was, you can see the screen clearly.
Yeah.
Yep. So instead of going up into the track and separating them, I would just simply move that across to the left and then play that, and it will give me the left channel.
Right.
And then move across to the right and play that and get the right channel.
Yeah.
Because I imagine you want to listen to each side separately and independently.
Yeah.
And that would be the best way to do it.
Right.
So that's a stereo track or mono track.
It's a stereo track. So if it's a dual channel recording, it's going to be finalized as a stereo track. But then when you pop it in, you should be able to move it to the left and move it to the right.
Yep.
I'm sounding like a Spice Girls song now.
So when you open up a new track, does it have a default of whether it's a stereo or mono?
Yeah, if I was to do a new track now, these settings would stay the same, so it'd still be stereo.
So what should you record in ideally?
Well, if you would go to a recording studio and ask for their opinion, they would say that if it's one microphone, one voice, you would record in mono.
Okay.
Generally, the general consensus is Maggie's arrived. Oh, I think Maggie's forgot that we're in a different time zone now. So I'll let Maggie in. But yeah, so basically if you're recording generally voice, you would record in mono if you're going to a recording studio. I don't think it really matters for the purposes of what we're doing. But if you are going to do something like a dual channel recording, then you would potentially record in mono so that you can record your left channel separate to your right channel and then mix them after that. Hi, Maggie.
Hiya, how are you?
Good.
Hello.
You may not realize that we had daylight savings start 2 weeks ago.
Oh gosh, so I've got the end of it. Okay. Oh well.
If it's any consolation, there was a good 5 minutes we were just staring at the screen, so it's okay. But yeah, so that's generally it depends on really what you plan to do when you're laying out your recording. If you're just going to be recording at home, it doesn't really matter if it's in stereo or mono, to be honest with you. But if you're planning to sit there, write it out, if you know that you're going to have an induction and then shortly after the deepening, you're going to have it go into left and right channel, then I would generally suggest that you do it in mono so that you can go back and record the other bits and put them, layer it out that way.
So it's the easiest way then to do the dual channel is like you cut it out and you just record it as one long thing, and then you slice the bits out and put them in another. Is that what you were doing? Because I'm trying to. I haven't practiced it yet. So yeah, is that the easiest way to do it?
It is. I think the biggest challenge with dual channel is that, from what I've heard with ones like from Paul McKenna, is that he generally does them in short bursts of around 20 to 40 seconds, not more than that. And he will generally have them start at the same time and then end at the same time. So I think when you're writing a script, you have to try to think about in terms of how many words you're using and if it's going to end at roughly the same place. Then what I did, because I'm a bit of a perfectionist, is that I cut them into two, so separate them. I looked at the one that was longest, found out what the time that was, and I stretched the other one to be that exact same time and then layered them over the top. So it's a little bit of work, but it's essentially how to, and I felt that was the closest replication to what Paul McKenna had done with his.
Right.
But having said that, we had someone in the previous group who used pretty much not only dual channel, it was pretty much a triple channel for her entire sessions. That was the other Julia. And she had so she would have, set kind of protocols going on. So if it was a smoking one, she would have a recording there all ready to go that had a left channel, a right channel, background audio, and then she delivered the session on top of that.
Wow.
So I think after 40 minutes of that, my brain would be completely mush.
And you never touch a cigarette ever again.
What, for fear of having to go back to the confusion?
Yeah. I won't smoke. I won't smoke.
So, but she swears by it. She says that that really works for her. And I have to applaud her for, really experimenting there and coming up with something that I think would be a very unique experience. Because keep in mind, I mean, hypnosis is largely ritual, isn't it?
Yes.
Really, like, I mean, what we are doing is trying to, there is a certain amount of theater to this therapy. And sometimes that musical aspect enhances it, particularly if they're auditory based. I know that if I'm doing mindfulness exercises, I might really struggle to focus on the breath. But if you play to me the sound of the ocean and a beach, I can be in that state for ages. Find it very easy to focus and meditate on sound. But if you ask me to focus on my breath, my mind will wander. Absolutely. But yeah, it is largely ritual.
Question: where would we find ocean and beach sounds to buy?
Let me have a look at some sites.
That site that I was talking about that you suggested, Lawrence, that was really good. And
so I'm pretty sure they did. I can't remember the name of it, but it is listed in in the group.
Yeah, they did. Hang on, I'll find it.
Thank you.
And they weren't. I ended up purchasing them because I figure that way you don't have to worry about giving anyone credit. You can just use it. And they were like $5 US, so I think they cost me $7.99, and I bought 2 of them, and they were really quick to. I was able to purchase them really quick. Make them really quickly. Just trying to find it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know that I've done some, or I've got some things from there as well, and they've got a pretty good range there. And I think it's good also is, particularly if you are planning, I don't know if, like, I mean, when we go back to face-to-face, are we going back to face-to-face? Geez, that makes it sound like we're in some sort of dystopia. When we go back to face-to-face, if we do some sort of sessions that do involve sound, it's great to have something like a beach sound there ready to go, or a river sound ready to go, or a rainforest sound ready to go, or tropical island sounds there ready to go. And then you can just kind of say to that person, what kind of environments do you like? What do you find relaxing? And utilize them.
Yeah.
It was called Noise Online.
That's it.
Well, it might have been Noises Online.
The URL is in the group. I think it's week.
It's week 3.
Oh, thank you.
It's lesson 3.3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And there's the other URLs are in there as well. But if you just type in Noise Online, you'll find it.
Oh, fantastic! Thank you.
And it was really easy. And there's quite a lot. You could download. You could buy half a dozen different ones, and they had waterfalls, and they had birds, and they had ocean and streams, and
fantastic.
And you can mix them and different levels. So if you click it once, you get it really loud. You click it again, it's a bit softer. Click it again, it's a bit softer. And yeah, there's
some virtual mixer ones there as well, which are really useful.
Yeah, some already mixed. Yeah.
How's things over in the UK, Maggie?
In Ireland, but fine. I have been using it in a very basic way, actually, but I felt really pleased that that I can do what I do, and I know that partly because I've been really busy with other things and building work and so on. But I do find it really interesting, and it's good to know that it's always there if I'm wanting to do more. And I've been sort of you know, mixing sound a little bit, which is good. With binaural beats, is
Mhm.
there a binaural beat that you would recommend for doing hypnotherapy tracks? So, for example,
Yep.
there are ones that are theta, ones that are alpha. Would you recommend theta or?
Yes, I tend to recommend theta because that's the state that we generally want to get people in
Yeah,
most
yeah.
comfortably. When I post this one back up online, there's a little program that I've shared this week that helps to really create them a little bit more easily
Yeah.
than what they have been in Audacity.
Yeah.
And you can also adjust if you want to go down into a delta, or if you want to start at alpha and then go down
Oh,
into
okay.
theta
Well,
and
that's
delta.
great. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll look at that.
So that way you can create that journey with the binaural beat that matches what you're doing in the recording as well.
Is that
Yeah.
usually how you do it, like that, Lawrence, that you would?
Some do, yes. Yep. Some will just be a
Straight
4.5 one theta. Some will provide a bit more of a transition between them.
So what do you normally do?
I'd normally do 4.5, but now that I play with this program, I might not anymore. I might start exploring that a bit more myself.
Mhm.
I don't mind putting binaural beats into recordings. I actually feel like I've listened to myself and I feel like I get something from it. So if I believe it works for me, then of course I'm going to use it myself.
Yeah.
And if you wanted it to help you sleep, you could just have it. I noticed on YouTube you can get like sleep binaural beats with music on them that go for like 8 hours.
I think the only problem with that is that YouTube put ads on things nowadays. So you might be just dozing off to sleep and then, you know, suddenly have the latest hamburger or something waking you up. So,
But otherwise you could literally put a binaural beat and some music that went all night, couldn't you?
yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if Spotify have anything.
They will. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty confident about that if you go looking. And in today as well, I subscribed after being nagged by my friend Paul Michelle to check out Scribed, and I'm pretty sure they have binaural beats as well.
What do they do?
It's like an online library. So yes, if I type in binaural beats, they have quite a lot there as well. So mostly from a guy named Glenn Howard.
Scribed. So that's music, is it?
It's books, audiobooks, documents, a whole range of things on that website. And I think it's about $9 Australian a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Spotify, and they have lots of things. They
would have, yeah.
And they have
absolutely would have.
binaural beats, delta waves for sleep, which is
Yep.
2 hours, 2 minutes.
Can you download those, or can you just not? Sorry, I always thought Spotify, all you could do is just listen.
Spotify is streaming.
Yeah, you can download too, especially.
Yeah.
You can do it for offline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you could do is you could put it into a playlist. See, we have we've got a Google and we've got a Lenovo clock in the bedroom. So I could just download that as a playlist and then ask it to play the playlist, and it would just play it.
Yeah. I bought one of those Lenovo clocks and I haven't got around to installing it yet.
Yeah, you know what? I would never buy one again.
Right. Okay.
We have a Google Mini and we have a Nest Hub that we love, but the Lenovo is hit and miss, and often when you talk to it, it doesn't answer you. So I would buy another. Right. I'd buy another Nest Hub because the Google is much better. Okay. We use it all the time. Like
more so, I bought it because my partner used to use it to be an alarm clock in the morning, and my partner used to get up at 3:30 in the morning, and so because my partner was a chef, and so I bought that thinking, well, it's a clock, therefore, you know, you could just do the clock. But no, as fate would have it, he doesn't need to get up at 3:30 anymore, and we've never set it up. So
yeah, I mean, look, it does work, but it's not as good as the actual Google. If I was going to buy something else, I'd buy another Nest Hub. And the other thing with them as well, and it's the same thing with the Google, is when you turn the light off, the actual clock dims. So when the room goes dark, the clock goes dark as well.
Thank God for that.
Not completely black, but it can be not as easy to read.
Right. So you have to talk to it in order to see it properly anyway.
Well, you can see it. Sometimes I struggle at night. I'm like, what does that say? But you know, I mean, if it was only like 2 feet away from me, you would see it. But I mean, yeah, look, they are good, and it will wake you up, and they're great for music. We never use our stereo now that we have that, and it's really great for asking a whole lot of things, like every day, hey Google, what's the weather going to be today? And
I do that every morning when I'm getting it's like if I don't know what time it is, I'll start asking what the time is and what's the weather going to be and all that sort of
excuse me.
Kind of funny because I don't leave the house anyway. So anyway, have we got any other questions at all?
Do we have any more? Is this our last Zoom session, Lawrence?
Nope.
This is our last session.
4 more.
4 more?
Wow.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's only a 6-week program, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's 6-week program of content, but 10 weeks of Zoom, because I know that people always end up getting other things happening as well. And so I wanted to make sure that there was 10 weeks so that if people missed a Zoom or if they were running behind, that they still had opportunities after that to ask questions.
It's incredibly generous.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if you get to the end of this and you still feel like you need to go through it again, you get invited into the next one for free as well.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that everyone gets whatever they want to get out of this. And as you've discovered, I still like to play while I'm running it as well. So, you know, something like Gnaural will probably be in the next one now.
It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
There'll probably be a module just for you, Pamela, called How to Do a Binaural Heartbeat.
I've told several people how good I think this course has been. I've loved it.
Thank you.
Really
phenomenal.
I think you've been really generous, and you know, anything anyone's asked you, you've just done it without a second thought.
I'm passionate about this as well. I'm curious about this as well. So for me, it's like, it's a challenge. Let's see what we can try to figure out. I must admit, I've forgotten about your heartbeat one until you said it today, but I might go and look at that and see. So my cat's coming up to me. My cat really, I don't know if, no, he's going to jump down. My cat likes to sit in the office with me, or the study with me during the day. So I've nicknamed him my EA. Except I've discovered that he is terrible at transcribing and dictating. Doesn't announce anyone when they come in the room, and I reckon he sleeps all day on the job, so he's not very good. I'm not. No, he's getting a pretty good deal actually from me, but
you haven't got a purr track then, have you?
What's that?
You haven't got a purring track then?
No, I don't. And it's funny actually, because when I was studying hypnosis and they were, you know, setting up things like your safe place and everything, my safe place was always waking up in the morning, back when I had 2 cats, and in my head it was waking up in the morning and the cat's either side of me and they were purring.
Wow.
So the purr for me is a comfort thing. So I should probably try to find a purr track, although if they were not cat fans or worse, had a phobia of cats, it would be traumatizing. So
but for people who are like, because I agree, I think you know, cats purring is a really nice, it's a very soothing, if you like cats, it's a very soothing sound.
The scientific research on this seems to suggest that the purring is actually a healing mechanism for cats.
Wow.
Or for them to heal.
Yeah, go and check it out. Go and Google it. You'll see that I'm telling you the truth. Purring in cats is often about ability about healing.
Oh yeah.
So
Lawrence,
there you go. All frequency and vibration.
Before I yawn my face off, I'm going to have to go, guys.
That's okay. We'll wrap.
Very, very sorry.
See you, Julia.
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up there, unless you guys have got any more questions. Sorry, Maggie. At least you got 20 minutes of us.
I'll just make one comment. I bought from Silencio Music, I bought a track which has got theta binaural beats, because it gives you the option of buying them with binaural beats. But I think probably if I was buying another track, I would buy it without the binaural beats, and then I have the option. So are there times when you would not use binaural beats? Is it because there is a slight noise with binaural beats?
There is,
isn't
and you know, some
Maybe
people don't like
irritate
them.
people.
Some people don't like music either. In fact, I've created some recordings where I've offered either music or no music.
Oh yeah.
So in many ways, it's almost like offering a customized selection in that sense. So, and realistically, you know, you're starting off with recording your voice take anyway. And if you've got a nice clean recording there, then it's really just about customizing it. It's like buying a new car and determining if you're going to have, I don't know, I haven't bought a new car in ages, but I know when you buy new cars, you can have extra add-ons to it. So you can almost say, well, look, you know, you can either have it with voice, or you can have it with voice and music, or you can have voice and binaural beats, or you can have voice and binaural beats and subliminals. And roll out a whole lot of options for them and let them say to you what they prefer.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions? No. I'll let
you
you
get the replay, Maggie, because we talked a lot about binaural beats before you come on.
We had a lot of, and there was a lot of, we had technical issues, and we were searching for heartbeats and all sorts of things. So I think anyone watching this back is going to think, what the hell were they on about? But I'll literally straight after this call upload it, so it should be up in the next half hour.
Okay,
Thank you.
great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So remember, next time, you haven't got a date set for like next week yet, have you?
The next one, I have put tentative dates in, and I have the next one in the system as it's a Saturday morning again.
Yeah, I can't manage Saturdays, so that's fine.
What about a Saturday? Could you do a Saturday like at 6?
6 p.m.
Yeah.
Your 6
which would
p.m.
be
is my morning, actually.
what time is it there at the moment, Maggie?
It is at 10:51.
Okay, so that would make it 8:50. It'll be about 8
so
o'clock.
10 hours difference.
Yeah, would it be too early? 8 in the morning?
Actually, it would be. So your 8 o'clock would be my what?
Well, it's 8:51 at night here now.
Okay.
So it's 10:51 there. So it feels
okay,
like
because I can only do Saturday evenings. I can't do Saturday morning, so that's not going to work. So but I can always listen to the recording. Yeah,
the one after that will be where am I? I moved it around. I can't remember what time I originally had it in at. The one after that will be on Wednesday the 28th at 8 p.m. I had to shift it to 8 p.m. because I've been roped into another course at 7 p.m. one night. So
it's 8 p.m. Melbourne time, is that right?
8 p.m. Melbourne time.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check what that it makes it my time and see if I can make it. Yeah.
And when's the next one?
The next one will be Saturday 24th.
Saturday the 24th.
Yeah, what I've got in my calendar, just so you know, Saturday 24th, and then Wednesday 28th at 8 p.m. And then
what time's the 24th?
The 24th will be probably at 11 a.m.
11
I haven't
a.m.
set that time, but I'm also, because that one's more for the people in Perth. And then the one after that, I've yet to determine. So it might be either a Wednesday or a Saturday, because I am starting a spiritual meditation course at the end of October.
Teaching it or doing it?
No, being part of it. Which is, for me, if you had asked 2019 version of Lawrence, if you would do a spiritual meditation course, he would have laughed at you. But this year something's happened. And yeah, I'm going to do this course, which is something like 6 weeks every Thursday night for an hour and a half. So let's see what I get out of it.
Nice. Where'd you find that?
Actually, from a person I went to for a reading. And it was really bizarre because when I went to do the reading, he jumped in straight into the deep end and he was pretty accurate straight off. And through the entire reading, I had this energy in my stomach. Like I could really feel this energy in my stomach. And which I thought was just really bizarre. I couldn't understand where it was coming from. And during that, he said to me, I hadn't learned to stand in my power, was something he said. And as he said that, I had this unconscious reaction come up. It was like I heard this massive yes coming forward. And it was like my unconscious was really acknowledging what it just heard. And I could even feel something like a jump in the body. And he said it he said, oh, I run a course on spiritual meditation. And it was like 6 weeks for $150. It's like,
all right.
This is a no-brainer. I thought
Are you happy to share the course? Because I wouldn't mind doing that.
Sure. Yeah, his name's it's Nigel, E-R-U is his surname. So if you go looking him up online.
What is it?
E-R-U is his surname. So Nigel Iru, I think it is. He's a fellow Melburnian.
And is it about connecting with your guides and stuff and higher self?
I don't know. He mentioned it and I was like, I've got a good reaction from this. I'm just going to go with this.
I'll check it out.
At $150 for, an hour and a half Thursday night, it felt like it was a good no-brainer and a good introduction for me to explore this.
Sounds good.
I'm sure he would love this free plug that I'm giving. But no, I'm looking forward to it. It'd be interesting. But it also means though that on Thursday nights I won't be able to do these Zooms. So, and I know that Tuesdays and that are not good for most people. So we'll keep it between Wednesday and the Saturdays. Yeah. But I'll let you guys go. Have a lovely evening. I'll go and get that stuff off YouTube and pop it all up on the group.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.